Hey y'all, it's Alec with Sharing the Journey. In our last video, I talked about the top 10 reasons why people stop full-time RV living and go back to the traditional sticks and bricks living. Now, for y'all that don't know me, Cindy and I live full-time in our 32-foot Tiffin open road motorhome, and we travel the country work camping from one place to another. Now, you will find in this video today, which is the top 10 reasons why people decide to leave the traditional sticks and bricks house and go to full-time RV living. Now, you will notice that some of the same reasons that people get off the road is the reason why they get on the road. So let's take a look at the list. If by chance you missed the video that I mentioned in the beginning of this one, I will link it at the end of this video, the 10 reasons why people get off the road. Now we're going to get into the list of why people get on the road. So they're in no particular order, but I put this list together from talking to people over the last 5 years that we've worked with across the country about, hey, why did you get on the road? And the number one reason that I've been told is for freedom and flexibility. You know, living in an RV allows you to travel on your own schedule, to go where you want, when you want, how you want, and to change your travel plans at a moment's notice. Now, we've got a storm blowing in, so if you're hearing a lot of wind noise across the microphone, I apologize. I'll try to dip down into the lower part of the campground where we've got some hills blocking the wind. So number 2 is cost-effective living. You know, and that's one of the reasons I put for people getting off the road, is they found that it cost them more than they thought it would. But one of the reasons we got on the road is also for cost-effective living. We retired. The farm was just costing me too much to live in. We wanted to travel, and so we did that. So for many, you know, our RV living can be more affordable than maintaining a traditional sticks and bricks house. Now, in the video that I mentioned earlier this week, people getting off the road is maintenance fatigue, but you do have more maintenance that I found in a traditional house. I had to replace the roof on my 2,500 square foot house shortly before we sold it. It cost me $25,000. On my RV, I've got a hard roof that should never need replacing. All I'll have to go up to do is reseal the seams, check to make sure the caulk is good around the skylights and that sort of stuff. So I may spend $200 a year on caulk. If I wanted to pay somebody maybe $350, $400, it would take a long time for that roof to cost me what replacing the roof on our traditional house cost. And then there's property taxes. Back home on the farm, I was paying $3,500 a year on taxes just for the house. Now on my RV, because we've chose to domicile in Texas, the RV, I just paid my road usage tax. It's not even a property tax. On my Tiffin motorhome, it was $297. It'll take a lot of years paying $297 just to meet what the property taxes were on my home back in South Carolina. So there are many ways to save money. while living on the road. And then in our instance, we work camp. So we go from job to job. We travel about every 4 to 6 months, depending on the job that we have. And so we're staying here for $200 a month. We've had jobs that we worked where we didn't pay anything. Our next job is in South Carolina. We're going home to see family, and we're working a total of 10 hours a week to cover our stay. So we're not going to have any rent, no utilities, no nothing. So a lot of people get on the road, they start work camping because it's a lot more affordable way to live than maintaining a big house, property, and paying taxes and all the upkeep on a home. Number 3, RV life often puts you in close proximity to nature. Now, you can camp at the beach. You can camp in the forest. You can camp in the mountains. Right now, we're camped 6 miles from Yellowstone National Park. We're an hour and 15 minutes from the Tetons. Over the winter, we camped on the Gulf of Mexico in Rockport, Texas. Now where we're going in South Carolina for this winter, we're going to be pretty close to the base of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So RV living gives you the ability to be closer to nature. When we lived in our house, we were a long ways from a lot of those places. So it definitely gives you the ability to see nature up close. The other thing is, number 4 is going to be a minimalist lifestyle. Now, when we hit the road, I couldn't believe the amount of junk that we had stored in outbuildings, under beds, in closets that we had not seen for years and years. Once all 5 or 6 kids moved out, we had a lot of room full of stuff that we didn't use. We pared it all down and moved from 2,500 square feet to 320 square feet. And we find that we don't need all that stuff. And we're saving money because we're not buying a lot of stuff to store. We don't look at something and say, oh, that'd be nice to have, buy it, use it once or twice, stick it in the garage, and never use it again. We have to make a conscious decision, like when I buy a new t-shirt. I've got one drawer for my shorts and t-shirts, and I've got a drawer for everything else. I get 2 drawers, Cindy gets 2 drawers. That's the way it is. So I've got room for 14 t-shirts. If I decide I want a new t-shirt, I've got to throw a t-shirt away. So the minimalist lifestyle can save you money, provide you simplicity, and decrease your stress. Adventure and exploration. That's number 6. The RV lifestyle allows you to explore places that you would have never gone before. This is our 4th season in Montana. We are from South Carolina. Montana is close to 3,000 miles away. We've explored Flathead Lake, one of the largest lakes in the country. We've explored Glacier National Forest, or National Park. We've explored Quake Lake while we were here, Hebgen Lake while we were here, the Tetons, Yellowstone National Park. Just goes on and on and on. Montana's become one of our favorite places. We would have never experienced this had we not hit the road. Over the summer, Over last winter, we were able to explore the Gulf region of Texas, Seadrift, Port A, Rockport, you name it, we were all over that area. We'd never been to the Gulf of Mexico before we started full-time RV life. When we were in California, we were able to experience pinnacles. We were able to see sea lions as they lounged on the beach. We've seen some amazing things. So number 5 was adventure and exploration. Number 6 is community and social connections. Now, when we were back home, we had our certain group of friends that we hung out with, but we were so consumed with our everyday lives that we did not get out and make new connections, new friends. We have met so many people while living on the road. I can't explain how awesome it's been. So a lot of people like to travel the RV life to meet new people. You know, the RV community is known for being one of the most friendly and supportive communities, period. Number, what am I on? 7, work and travel. Well, you know, Cindy and I have done numerous videos on work camping and traveling and the ability to explore new places while making a living. Now, I do have a retirement, but man, we are really supplementing our lifestyle. There's remote jobs. There's all kinds of work camping jobs. At the end of this video, I will list my work camping playlist, so you can see that if you want to explore that more. Number 8, customization and personalization. So, being that an RV is a small home or a tiny home, you can customize them, you can have them built the way you want them to meet your needs and your desires for travel. If you don't want to stay in campgrounds, you can build your RV out so it's great for boondocking, going out to remote locations, Lake Havasu, the desert, BML land, however you want. If you do like us and you stay mostly in campgrounds and you boondock from place to place, you can outfit your RV with a generator, with the ability to run everything off of batteries with an inverter, so that when you're traveling from place to place, you can stay in parking lots or harvest host locations and experience the wineries and the golf courses and all that has to offer. So, and also you can fix the insides or the outsides up to meet your personality. It's a lot easier to do with an RV than it is with a traditional house. Number 9 is avoid harsh weather. So if you're not committed to a location, like we're committed here to the KOA in West Yellowstone. So if you're not committed to a particular location, you can chase 70 degrees and move with the climate and stay comfortable. Or if you're somewhere and a storm is coming, the way the weather system works nowadays, you have plenty of notice to get out of the way of that storm and go to an area that is more conducive to your liking. So, example is when we lived in South Carolina, many years ago, Hurricane Hugo came in, knocked a tree on our house, did all kind of damage to our yard and our cars. And there's no way that I could have moved my house. I could have moved my family out of danger, but there's no way I could have moved my house out of dangerous location. House is affixed to the ground. With an RV, if I know that we have a storm coming, I can make the decision to crank it up and move it down the road. So that's a safety situation that you can easily handle. And then number 10 is less stress. With every lifestyle, you are going to have stressful situations. There's always stress in living. But Cindy and I have noticed that we're able to avoid a lot of our life stresses traveling in an RV. There's not quite the financial stress. Sometimes there's family stress that you're kind of stuck in the situation with. There's all kinds of stresses in life, and they seem to be less stressful in an RV. You're able to avoid a lot of that, and I find that our lives are happier and simpler by living mobile in an RV. So there's the top 10 reasons why what we have found people leave their traditional housing and move into a mobile lifestyle of RV living. Till next time, safe camping and safe travels.